Gentlemen, as was introduced, my name is Mojibade Shosoya. I'm a professional compere and a television presenter. And I must say that it does give me great honor to be here to serve as one of the compares for this prestigious occasion where we celebrate 55 years of our dear celebrant, distinguished Senator Jarigbe Agom Jarigbe. Would like to thank you all for making time to be here. Thank you all for coming out. You could be doing any other thing. You could be doing 1,000,001 things this Tuesday evening. But you chose to honor our invitation, and there is no way we will take that for granted. So thank you so much for coming to celebrate a life that has truly, truly been phenomenal. 55 years.
It's no easy feat.
That's almost twice my age. Don't try to guess my age, by the way. But that's almost twice my age.
Are you sure it's just twice and not 3 times? Because, you know, we are very young ladies out here.
Close enough.
Well, it is my pleasure to also introduce myself. My name is Adefemi Akinsoya. And usually we're on the news telling you what's happening around the world. But as Mojibade rightfully said, we could have all been anywhere else in the world today. But we are here to celebrate the distinguished senator on his 55th birthday. And honestly, there is nowhere we would rather be.
Absolutely. But this is, absolutely newsworthy. So this is also the news.
It is, isn't
and
it?
You're doing right by your job.
Thank you, Mojibade.
All right, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we would like to again thank you as we ask that we all get comfortably seated. Yes, we've done some introductions, but because we recognize that we have so many distinguished personalities and dignitaries in this room, the recognitions will be ongoing all through the event. So rest assured that everyone will be given the honor that is due them. Thank you very much for coming. Would also like to recognize the former Inspector General of Police, Alhaji MD Abubakar. Thank you very much for joining us this evening as we celebrate a truly distinguished Nigerian. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, tonight we celebrate a man of national excellence. We celebrate a man who is a paragon of visionary leadership, inclusive development, holistic progress, accountability and delivery, legislative strength, community service, empowerment-driven governance. And that speaks to why he was named a hero of democracy for his outstanding contribution to democratic values. So indeed, we are celebrating someone who is a true Nigerian, a patriot by all standards. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out. And on that note, we will set the ball rolling for the first performance tonight. Adefemi, what do we have? You know, I did say to our distinguished guests that they didn't see all the entertainment coming.
They didn't.
So what's the first on the list?
Well. There is plenty coming up. But firstly, to formally open the festivities today, we are welcoming to the stage an excellent dance troupe by the name of Ides.
Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome for the first performance tonight, Ides Dance Group. Please enjoy. Turn your attention to the stage as we make them welcome. Thank you.
I got a feeling I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. that tonight's gonna be a good, good night. I feel it. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good, good night. I feel it. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good, good night. I feel it. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good, good night. Tonight's the night. Let's live it up. I got my money. Let's spin it up. Go out and smash it. Like, oh my God. Jump out that sofa. Let's get Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Get with us. You know what we say. Party every day. Party every day. And I'm feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good, good night. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn. It's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on a tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Dragonfly out in the sun, you know what I mean, don't you know? Butterflies all having fun, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when day is done, that's what I mean. And this old world is a new world and a bold world for me. For scent of the pine, you know how I feel. Oh, freedom is mine, and I know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. feel so good.
Your Excellencies, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to take this time out to just very quickly recognize and welcome His Excellency, Distinguished Senator Barao Jibrin, CFR, the Deputy President of the Senate. We welcome you, sir. We'd also recognize the presence of Kefas Robshak, the Chairman CEO Kefiano Autos, Her Excellency Mrs. Pamela Sam Ode, wife of a Deputy Governor of Benue State. We welcome you. We'd also recognize the presence of Dr. Joseph Tolorunse, Authority Secretary and Legal Advisor, NMDPRA. Let me recognize the presence of Her Excellency Garkuwan Kano, Hajia Halima Shakarau, former First Lady of Kano State. We'd like to welcome you, and we appreciate your presence right here this evening. And we recognize the presence Commissioner for Justice and Attorney General of Cross River State, Barrister Ededem Ani. We'd like to welcome you. Thank you so very much. We recognize your presence here this evening, as well as distinguished Senator Montari. We'd like to appreciate your presence. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Andy, for recognizing our distinguished guest this evening. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we hope that you enjoyed that first performance. But we promise you there's a lot more from where that came from. So please relax, enjoy yourselves, and let's indeed have a good time. Now, as we continue to celebrate our own distinguished Senator Jarigbe Agom Jarigbe, we know one thing about him. He is passionate about leadership. He's passionate about excellence, and we therefore refer to him as a national excellence. Tonight we have a few speeches that will speak on leadership. And now our first speaker today has an assignment to deliver a keynote speech on imperatives of visionary leadership in today's Nigeria. I therefore have the honor of introducing a statesman, a legal luminary, and a voice of principle in national leadership in Nigeria and beyond. I'd like to make welcome distinguished Senator Kanu G. Agabi, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, for the keynote speech today. Please let's give a resounding applause as I make welcome our keynote speaker. I'd also like that we accord him the honor by paying attention. This is a statesman, a legal luminary, a man who has paid his dues and a voice in leadership. Today we'll be listening to him as he speaks to us on imperatives of visionary leadership in today's Nigeria. Good evening, distinguished Senator. We're excited to have you. All right, can we have the music down completely? Thank you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this is a very crucial part of today's occasion, and we will therefore like that you lend us your undivided attention as I hand over the microphone to our keynote speaker, who will deliver his keynote speech on imperatives of visionary leadership in today's Nigeria. We want him to speak, but not without your attention. So we are craving your indulgence. So please pay attention for the next couple of minutes as we listen to distinguished Senator Kanu Agabi, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. I want to hand over the microphone to him, but again, we want your attention. So let's reduce our noise. Thank you very much. Let's pay attention. This is crucial. This is very important to our celebrants, and that's why it's on the agenda. So if you know that you do love, honor, and respect distinguished Senator Jarigbe, Agom Jarigbe, you will do him the honors by respecting our keynote speaker, whom I will hand over the microphone to in just a few minutes, and he'll speak to us on the imperatives of visionary leadership in today's Nigeria. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, can I have your undivided attention as we take the keynote speech today? Thank you.
How many minutes do I have? I have 10 minutes. I have 10 minutes. I have 10 minutes. I'm going to read this paper for 10 minutes. You stand by and time me 10 minutes. Your Excellencies, I thank you for the privilege of chairing this ceremony. That's the impression I had, but I think it is to deliver the keynote address, at which we celebrate the 55th anniversary of the birth of our friend and brother, distinguished Senator Jarigbe. Congratulations, Senator Jarigbe. At a time when the tenets of our country require radical change, you will go down in history as one who took your place in front in the battle for the redemption of our country. You have integrity, and that is why you can demand it of others. You are a man to whom the Lord has given leadership, and you have exercised and continue to exercise that leadership for the benefit of those you lead. The methods of Senator Jarigbe are commendable. He is a God-fearing man. His is a house built by the Lord. His is a home guarded by the Lord himself. Distinguished Senator Jarigbe knows, as many of us fail to do, that bread alone will not suffice. We have here a man who sought first the kingdom of God and its righteousness, whereupon the Lord added to him all the tangible marks of prosperity that follow him everywhere. He is that wise man who built on a solid foundation, so that his house withstood the storms when they came. And that is what a good politician must do. Politicians have enemies. Did you hear that? Politicians have enemies. I expected some quiet. When I said that, I will repeat it. Politicians have enemies. We all have enemies. King David said he had more enemies than the hairs of his head. Therefore, whatever it is of material things or offices that we acquire, we must be able to ascribe them to the Lord. And if we are not able to do so, we should give them up. To serve in the Senate comes at a price. It is not easy. Great sacrifices are involved. As costly as it is to answer the call of God, it is far costlier to do otherwise. The burden of serving is a great one, but those who serve must do so with the firm conviction that God Himself will come to their aid if they serve Him honestly and passionately. Because of men and women like Senator Jarigbe, our hopes and expectations shall not be disappointed forever. The calamities that have befallen the nation and continue to befall it demand that whatever we do, we must do with moderation. And so we celebrate this ceremony devoid of the hilarity that should ordinarily attend it. But I think I am wrong in that respect, because the hilarity here is really, really greater than I expected. We are so hilarious. The entire nation is a house of mourning. We are not allowed to turn it into a house of feasting. Fortunately, the man under whose auspices we celebrate this ceremony is one who has never forgotten those out there in the dark, even now. Those who have no hope, who have no homes, who are hungry, whom no one loves. We honor Senator Jarigbe and pay tribute to him tonight because he has been able to bring blessings to bear on his people. We have shared in his overflowing cup, so we love him. It's not like that rich fool who said, I have gathered in my harvest, I will take my rest. Where's that girl who was supposed to time me? Where is she? As a nation, we have appeared to have returned to the Egypt of our colonialism. I'm going to repeat that, please. And I hope our leaders are hearing. As a nation, we have appeared to have returned to the Egypt of our colonialism. In the course of their sojourn in the wilderness, Moses warned the leaders of the Jews, saying, on no account should you take the people back to Egypt, whether it is for love of more wives, more horses, or more houses. The road to Egypt is short to you. Our leaders do not appear to have heeded that warning, and that is why the opponents of the nation never cease to stigmatize it as an artificial creation. They say that we are not one people, that we were welded together by the British because they found it politically and administratively expedient. To these opponents of the nation, we point out that all nations are constructed. America was constructed. Great Britain was constructed. It is our recognition of one another as belonging to the same nation that makes us a nation. Let us begin to do so. We must be reconciled to our destiny as one nation and one people. Some go so far as to brand the Constitution as the product of the military and reject it on that ground. Whether we like it or not, it is our Constitution. I am going to repeat that. The young lady has appeared, but come forward. I am going to repeat the last thing I said. We stigmatize the Constitution as the product of the military and will reject it on that ground. I have a lot to say, but the circumstances do not allow me. I don't have enough time. Let me just conclude by saying that we have a Constitution. Whether we like it or not, we have a Constitution. We can amend it to suit our circumstances. That we can't have a Constitution for all ages. Generations to come will amend the Constitution to suit the circumstances of their time. But for now, we have a Constitution. Let us respect it. Let us be reconciled to one another as one people. And we're good people. Nigerians are a good people. We are very intelligent, very hardworking, God-fearing, very resilient, patient, and that's why the nation survives. Senator Jarigbe, are you hearing? May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord protect you. It takes a man with 50 hearts to organize a thing such as you have organized. May the Lord bless you. Thank you.
I think we need to give a better round of applause to our keynote speaker, distinguished Senator Kanu Agabi, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. Thank you for your 10 minutes of charge today on the imperatives of visionary leadership in today's Nigeria. Adefemi, let's go.
Thank you very much, Modibade. Ladies and gentlemen, firstly, I want to say thank you for your undivided attention when we were listening to our first keynote speaker's address. And I hope that you will extend that same respect to our next speaker. We all know what we're here for today. We are here to celebrate the 55th birthday of distinguished Senator Jarigbe Agom Jarigbe, who is a stalwart, an example of good governance. And while we celebrate him, it is only fitting that we hear from someone who embodies the very essence of public service, with style, with vision, and with grace and leadership. Our next speaker is someone whose time in office set the benchmark of good governance, and it's something that stands to this day. Indeed, the former governor of Cross River State is a statesman, a respected one. He is a visionary, a Renaissance thinker, and he is undoubtedly one of Nigeria's most respected public servants. It is my honor to welcome to the stage for a keynote address on good governance, His Excellency Donald Duke. A round of applause, please.
Thank you. Your Excellencies, where's the birthday boy? Congratulations. Many happy returns. Many more ahead of you. I want to completely align with everything Senator Kanu Agabi said, so I have nothing more to add, but just to say that, and I'm sure he has the concurrence of everyone in this hall. So I align totally with Senator Kanu Agabi, and I yield the floor. Thank you.
That was quite amazing. Can we please give that a round of applause to the former governor of Cross River State one more time? Thank you so very much. My colleagues have done very well, but I'll also want to just take this time out and permission from the two of you to recognize the presence of former governor of Cross River State. I'd like to recognize Senator Liel Imoke. Please a round of applause for him. As we also hear that he's also here with his very lovely wife. Thank you very much. Let me then recognize the presence of these distinguished senators. And I want to also mention that Kanu Agabi, SAN, is a Nigerian lawyer, politician who served as a senator and was twice Attorney General and Minister of Justice of the Federation under President Olusegun Obasanjo, and also as keynote speaker. Can we give him another round of applause, please? The former governor of Plateau State, serving Senator Simon Bako Lalong, would like to welcome you. National Secretary of the All Progressives Congress, just joining us as well. Would like to recognize Dr. Basiru, the Secretary APC. We welcome you, sir. We recognize the presence of distinguished Senator Ekong Samson, PhD, along with his wife, distinguished Senator Dicket Plang, distinguished Senator Montari Nduse. We'd like to welcome you. Distinguished Senator Ede Dafinone, we recognize your presence. And we recognize the wives of senators, Mrs. Kabir Barkia, and of course, Mrs. Mata Zam, the wife of distinguished Senator Titus Zam, PhD. Distinguished Senator Titus Zam himself is here. Distinguished Senator Yunus Akuntunde, would like to welcome you, sir, as we recognize distinguished Senator, Her Excellency Chief Mrs. Gimbia Yakubu Dogara, the wife of the former Speaker of Representatives, who just sent words for his wife to come here and represent him at this occasion. We recognize your presence. The Speaker, Cross River State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Herbert Ayambem, Honorable Brian Ode, Member Yala 1, Honorable Martins Achadu, Member Yala 2, and Honorable Pius Ashakia, Member representing Obanliku State Constituency. We recognize Abe Abodori, MD, West African Gas Pipelines Company, Hawa Shafari, DG, West African Gas Line Authority, and as well as Ademade Ode Simon, General Counsel, West African Gas Line Pipeline Companies. We'd like to welcome all of you. If there are names that have not been recognized, we'll keep coming back. I'd also want to recognize another very beautiful Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, but one whose voice was heard all over the country. Senator Florence Itagiwa. I'd like that we welcome her as well with a round of applause. Former Inspector General of Police, IGP Mohammed Abubakar, would like to welcome you, sir. Thank you so very much. Honorable Commissioner of Finance, Mr. Mike Oderi, would like to welcome you as well as AIG Margaret Ochala. And of course, AIG Margaret Ochala is the one that superintends over the 4th CID at Lagmon in Lagos. Would like to welcome your esteemed presence here this evening as I hand over proceedings. My brother, by the way, has been standing by, and he's one who is not just a comedian, he's a master of ceremony, a compere per excellence, but of course he's been sitting right back there and watching proceedings. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my brother, friend, and associate and colleague, let's welcome Oke Bakassi with a round of applause.
Thank you very much. Andy, you've been doing an amazing job. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to lead on the protocol as already established by my colleague Andy. We've had very powerful individuals deliver speeches. The very distinguished Senator Agabi SAN, and followed by a very brief one by His Excellency Donald Duke. He made it brief. That's one of the shortest speeches I've listened to, but very pointed, very apt, very powerful. The next person to speak is one that I would want all of us to pay attention to. You know, anyone here who is above the age of 50 knows that for men, the signs of aging, it is not the presence of gray hair. It is not the presence of wrinkles. It is not even when you become dependent on prescription drugs. That is not the sign of aging for men. For men, you really know that you're old when your wife stops to suspect you. Then you're really old. Anytime you pack your bag and you want to travel, and honey says, no problem, you can take 1 week, I'll come back after another 2 weeks, then you're really old. Or you travel and you say, honey, I didn't catch the flight, I'll come back tomorrow. You say, no, take your time, what's the rush for? Then you're really old. Because at that point, you're considered harmless. You can no longer do any damage. Then, my brother, you're old. So, distinguished Senator Jarigbe, you're not old. You're still a very young man. In fact, it's amazing that distinguished Senator Jarigbe is celebrating 55, but with more than 12 years legislative experience at the national level. If that is not greatness, I don't know what is. Please, a round of applause for Senator Jarigbe. Yes. All right, having laid down the markers, every married man present here knows that once your wife offers you seat in your own house, that case is not in your favor. So quickly you begin to think, what have I committed? What have I done? What have I done? Once you hear, honey, sit, we have to talk. Then only you're scanning. What did I do last? Now, why am I saying all this? Because the next person I'm about to invite to speak to us is the one who Senator Jarigbe sees first every morning and last every night. The one who is there during the toughest times of election campaign and during the brightest moment of swearing in. The one who is the neck of the family, because every married person knows that the neck controls the head. Ladies and gentlemen, if your hands are free, please a big round of applause for Mrs. Offiong Jarigbe, PhD. Please a round of applause for her as she gives us an insight into the lives and times of this great man that we're celebrating.
Okay, Bakase, can I please plead for a second to insist that because of the way you look, ma'am, I lack words to describe how you look tonight, but your husband has better words to describe how you look. Can I please plead with your husband to permit you to stand in the fore here before the entire guest so that we can all appreciate you? But if he insists, then please. Ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause for Mrs. Offiong Jarigbe, PhD. Okay? She says she's comfortable there. Thank you. Ma'am.
Good evening, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I would like to speak briefly about my husband. I will start by reminding him of a poem he wrote on my birthday card over 2 decades by William Shakespeare, and it says, "There is a tide in the affairs of men, which taken at the flood leads to fortune. Omitted, all in the voyage of our life is bound in shallows and in miseries. On such a full sea we now afloat, and we must take the current as it serves." I am glad to say I'm happy I took the current with you. You are my best friend, my confidant, and the girl you met over 25 years ago as a first degree student in University of Calabar didn't just stop there. With your unwavering support and love, earned her PhD a month ago. As a father, you are very intentional, always carrying the consciousness of being a role model to our children and the family. It doesn't just stop by providing, but you travel with them to see where they school and make sure they settle in. That is being very deliberate, even when you have your tight schedule. Indeed, you're a compassionate man, a kind man, a lover of people, a man that fears God, a man with great depth, a gentle man, and a warrior. That's why they call you Mbe, my warrior. You have touched the lives of almost everyone that comes your way, whether you know them or not. And that is a rare virtue. Words will fail me to read out names of people you've touched. But all I can say is that giving to you is a lifestyle. And sometimes when I ask, why are you doing it? We have a family, you said God will provide. And that's always, since I've known him for 25 years plus, that's always his lifestyle. He will give his last and come back home. He's an amazing man, indeed. And God always provides. Your emergence in politics has redefined politics, not just in rhetorics, but walking the talk. That's why we see projects littered all over 54 wards in Cross River North. It has earned you the people's trust. They stand by you, and you stand by them. I would like to say, finally, that what God has planned for you, in accordance with his word, 1 Corinthians 2, verse 9, he says, what eyes have not seen, what ears have not heard, what has not entered into the heart of men, that is what God is going to do for you. The sky is your starting point. By the grace of God, you continue to go higher and higher. You mean so much to me, the children. I love you, and God bless you. Congratulations.
An absolutely heartwarming speech from our First Lady this evening. You know, we all have been celebrating and giving accolades, giving flowers to our celebrant, distinguished Senator Jarigbe Agom Jarigbe. But we must pause for a second to truly celebrate his jewel of inestimable value. Because if the home front was not at peace, how would he really have achieved all that he's achieved? So let us give a lusty round of applause as we celebrate his true pillar of support. His jewel. That applause does not represent the hard work she's putting behind the scenes to ensure that he's truly a successful political leader. So thank you indeed. As we celebrate Senator Jarigbe, we celebrate you very specially because you've been a good spouse supporting him all the way. So thank you, and you look absolutely stunning, like an angel that you truly are. Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen,
thank you. Just as we make progress, Your Excellencies, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me recognize the presence of the Honorable Minister of State, Trade, Industry and Investment, Senator John Owen Eno. We'd like to welcome you, popularly known as Joe. We welcome you, sir. Let me also recognize the presence of the former governor of Edo State and former national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, His Excellency Distinguished Senator Adams Aliyu Oshomole. Please a round of applause for him. We recognize the presence of Distinguished Senator Austin Akobundu. We welcome you. We recognize your presence as well, Mrs. Habibat Basiru, the wife of Distinguished Senator Dr. Ajibade Basiru, the National Secretary of the All Progressives Congress. And a few more recognitions, ladies and gentlemen. We recognize the presence of, I must have lost that paper right now. Okay, here it is. Recognize members of the State Assembly that are here. Honorable Martin Zachadu, I recognize Pius Ashaida, member Cross River State House Assembly. We welcome you. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Andy, for again celebrating and honoring our very distinguished guests who have left their homes, their offices, and everything else they could be doing to be here to celebrate our distinguished Senator Jarigbe Jarigbe. As we move on this evening and we continue to celebrate a true leader, a visionary leader, a man who is recognized as a hero of democracy, just because it is clear that he is indeed an outstanding leader. I'd like to, before I go on, recognize very quickly former acting governor of Cross River State, member South Development Commission, Right Honorable Larry Ode. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. We've curated a special documentary that speaks to his journey and how hard he has worked, how passionate he is about the people he serves, and how much he indeed is a nation builder. So if you would please indulge us, kindly focus your attention to the multimedia screen as we tell you a beautiful story. Please watch. Thank you.
DJ, take down your music so we can watch this documentary. Senator Gershom Bassey, you're welcome.
All right, DJ, thank you very much. Thank you.
Or defect to the APC, but now you have defected. What has changed?
I'm a politician. There is no way anybody who is serious about his politics will stay back in the PDP. As a politician, I look at the situation. There is no how the PDP platform can offer a tenable platform for me to run for elections or anybody at this point in time. I want a tenable platform that I can express my ambition and my people will benefit from it. So it's not about the party, it is about me. It wasn't about PDP sending me with the dividends of democracy to our people. It was about how I navigated my politics at the top, and it was under an APC government. And when I came to the National Assembly in 2015, it was APC. So it's not about the party. If for anything, my joining the APC is going to help me do more for my people. You know what paradise is? Cross River State is as beautiful as paradise, but it offers you the kind of hospitality that anyone would want to have. It's a peaceful state, very peaceful.
In December here, you go to Calabar, almost everybody is in Calabar, there is no body that the place cannot have.
Cross River State is home to everyone. I'm with my people, and my people are with me. I go home frequently. I have a feedback mechanism properly put in place, and I have a team headed by my constituency officer. So there's a proper needs assessment, and we know what the people need, and we take governance and government to their doorsteps. Well, that bridge was blown off, got destroyed during the Civil War. And since then, it's been in that state.
The people were cut off. And you know, Abuja people, Cross River North, 99% of they farm a lot. So all those villages, the other side, couldn't access this side. So when Senator came on board, he saw that the first thing he should achieve is to ensure that his farmers have accessible roads. He immediately facilitated the construction of 120 meters. I don't think there's that kind of bridge in transport.
In fact, it's a new construction, and it's 90% completed. So we hope to commission very soon. Apart from that, there's the Jarigbe Bridge that has been very bad. The people go through the water, they use their local canoes and all of that to cross, especially during the rainy season. So I decided that we're going to capture it in the budget. That we have done, and it's work in progress right now. As I speak to you, there are workers on the site working on that bridge, setting up the beams and all of that, and doing the piling. I hope that it will be completed very soon for the use of our rural dwellers in that community of Aligi, Okwotong, and the communities around there.
We've suffered consequences of this bridge for more than 15 to 20 years. There are so many communities, as you can see, and this part of the world, we have a lot of agricultural produce that for now, we don't know how to carry them out. A lot of them are tied down inside because of the bridge where we cannot convey them. But this work we are seeing now is something that people are filled with joy, because at the end of the day, we will be able to export our goods, products that we make from here to the outside world.
I've tried to make sure that in every ward, in all the communities across, we construct solar-powered boreholes to provide potable water for our people to drink.
Before this time around, I knew that we don't have water in so many places, particularly the palace here and this Mpamatan, where this water is extended to. Last year, in particular, the weather became so hot to the extent that some of the wells in my community got dry. And this time around, he has come to give us this borehole for my people. I think we will not suffer the same like what we did last year.
Most of the communities you go to in the past, you discover that everywhere was dark, no rural electrification. And I decided to say, look, let's see how we can at least provide solar-powered street lights so that our people will not be in the dark all the time. At some point, we discovered that even the primary school pupils and secondary school children were going to study under the street lights that bad. So some of our schools were so dilapidated that the children were studying under trees.
Community Secondary School Bendi was established in 1993. Right from that moment to the time that the Jarigbe project was established here, we had no government impact.
When we started in this school, we don't have any classroom. We were sitting with the primary school under the trees.
We had to renovate some and do construction of new classroom blocks so that they will have a habitable environment to study.
Now the children are getting good education. They are listening. They are focusing on what they want to do.
The building gave a first leap for this school. Let's make the school to look like a secondary school.
Our primary healthcare centers, some of them were just there, no medical equipment, common equipments like sphygmomanometer, thermometers, were not even available. They cannot do anything without equipment. And that's why I decided to say, okay, let's capture these things. Under the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, they supplied some medical equipment, they supplied some medical drugs. Another agency also, we domiciled supply of medical equipment again, and they have done all of that for our people. I grew up driving with my parents through near unmotorable roads to my village, and the first constituency project of note I did was to start constructing that road. I looked at my parents, they worked very hard, And I discovered that the politicians were the ones who were determining the fate of civil servants, and I didn't want my fate to be determined by anyone. I decided to belong to a group that determine other people's fates.
I'm Honorable Jarigbe. I represent the good people of Abuja Federal Constituency. I'm from Cross River State.
The political class takes decisions, come up with policies, and it has a multiplier effect on the common man. And I thought, look, I was going to serve my people. As I speak to you, that road is near completion.
It does a lot of sacrifice to keep people home. If somebody who is not ready to sleep when the people are suffering.
I am Honorable Justin Adida Ejishe, the immediate path councillor representing Bisu Ward in Obanuku local government area. I am from this community, Busafon, Bisu. The community suffered for this rule for so many years. Before I was born, the community suffered. This rule we have suffered for so many years. Now we are not suffering again.
What I want my people to remember me for: service delivery, treating our people with empathy, and making sure that the dividends of democracy gets to them. If you do your best, it will be evident in what you do, and the people will know. You cannot fool the people. So it's better to be straightforward, to be truthful, and to be empathetic when you are representing your people. Make sure the dividends of democracy get to your people. If you are poised to doing that, your people will know. And that's the truth.
All right, absolutely, absolutely beautiful. I think one thing that we all can testify to is his heart for his people. And so today we thank you and celebrate you, distinguished Senator Jarigbe, for your heart for servant leadership. And that even shows up until planning this event. He was here yesterday till early hours of this morning, and I can't even tell you the time, ensuring that everything was in order just because he wanted to cater to all you special guests to ensure that you have a truly beautiful day. So we thank you for your accountability and delivery and for being a true hero of democracy. Congratulations, happy birthday, and we celebrate you very sincerely today. I'd like to recognize and celebrate the presence of distinguished Senator Ireti Kingibe, who is a senator representing the FCT. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. I'd also like to recognize Associate Professor Friday Oga Idiku, Chairman Cross River North Family Forum, University of Calabar, and Head of Department, Agricultural Extension and Rural Sociology, UNICAL. I'd like to also recognize the Abia State Chief Liaison Officer, Abuja, Honorable Iheanyi Chinasa. Thank you for joining us today.
Just as you move on with that, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, let me recognize very pretty quickly the presence of His Excellency Distinguished Senator Ibrahim Hassan Dankwambo Talbangombe, former Governor of Gombe State and a 7th Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Honorable Ebung Odama, Acting Chairman, Bekwara Local Government, Raphael Odu, Director, Investment Security North, and Friday Ntaji, Commissioner, State Civil Service Commission, will welcome you all the way from Cross River State.
Executive Director, Nexim Bank, Honorable Stella Oketete, thank you very much for joining us today. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are moving to a segment where we give accolades and literal flowers to the celebrant. So we'll take a few on-site goodwill messages, and to open the floor for the goodwill messages, I'm delighted to invite on stage former Governor of Cross River State, His Excellency Leo Imoke, CON. A round of applause for him as he comes on stage to wish our celebrant a truly happy birthday. Please give a round of applause to His Excellency Leo Imoke, CON, former Governor of Cross River State. After that, we'll take a few more goodwill messages. We will cut the birthday cake, and of course, all of us will together sing a happy birthday song to our celebrant.
Your Excellency, Senator Leal Imoke.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me recognize the Deputy Speaker. Let me also recognize Your Excellencies, the various Excellencies, distinguished senators, honorable members, and great leaders of our country. When Senator Jarigbe, distinguished Senator Jarigbe, called me to let me know he was celebrating his birthday, not only did he tell me what the celebration was going to be like, but he did mention that he would like me to say a few words at today's event. For me, it's difficult to even believe that Jarigbe is celebrating his 55th birthday because of the length of time which I've known the distinguished senator. I knew him while he was still a bachelor, before he got married to his beautiful wife, Ofio. And Jarigbe took me because early in his political career, I could see a young man who was steadfast and very dogged. And I didn't see him per se as a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, but I saw him as a leader. And those leadership skills are things that I knew that this young man possessed. So whether he was in the Senate or he was a businessman or whatever Jarigbe chose to do, I knew he would be successful at it. And so it was at that level that I started working with the young man, because I saw tremendous potential in him. When I ran for the office of governor, Jarigbe was very dogged in his support for his uncle. And I was very impressed with his doggedness in supporting his uncle. And even though at that time he was still young and full of energy, and he still is, I felt that, this young man who could be so firm to a cause has indicated his capacity to be loyal. And so we started working together. Jarigbe first started doing business before he went into the full-time politics, and then got exposure at the national level working in Cross River State. But I think that for us, why we're celebrating him is his accomplishments over a season in which he has served his people very, very diligently. A season in which the people of the Cross River Northern Senatorial District are effectively represented. The representation that the people of Cross River State, North, are getting from Senator Jarigbe is unprecedented representation. And I think I can make bold to say that he might be turning 55, but he has so much ahead of him. He's one of those few people in Cross River State that I believe has tremendous potential for not just state leadership, but national leadership. And so it's important that I acknowledge this young man who I believe, I want to say, has worked with me and has groomed himself under tutelage, working with me, and has become, I believe, one of the key leaders of our democracy and one of the key leaders of Cross River State. Senator Jarigbe is so much of a people's person that at the end of the day, the governor, No, of course. Let me acknowledge the presence of His Excellency.
Announcing the arrival of the chief hosts, the Executive Governor of Cross River State, gentlemen, His Excellency Prince Bassi Otu. Can we please welcome him with a deserving round of applause? And of course, announcing the arrival of the National Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Professor Nantawe Yilwada. Please, a round of applause for him as well. Thank you. Your Excellency, the former Governor, Senator Leah Limoke, you have the floor. Whilst they're still exchanging pleasantries, we recognize the presence of Reverend Mrs. Grace Ekanem, former Commissioner, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Cross River State, the matriarch of Mrs. Jarigbe's family, so to speak. And I'd like to recognize the presence of Senator Joseph Ekpea, as well as distinguished Senator Asuko Ekpeyong. Thank you so very much. Please, whilst this exchange of pleasantries is on, we're waiting on the saddle, and the one waiting with me on the saddle for continuation of his goodwill remarks is the former governor of Cross River State, His Excellency Senator Leo Imoke, CON. Would allow the governor of Cross River State to take his seat, Senator Prince Bassi Otu, and then Senator Leah Limoke, who had the floor, except you've come to please, can we allow him then, please, conclude his remarks of goodwill. Gentlemen, standing in front of the VIPs and wherever you're standing with cameras, can you please pave way so that our guests can see and catch a glimpse of the man who's giving the goodwill remarks at this point. Senator Leal Imoke, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll wrap up very quickly. Let me, of course, recognize the presence of His Excellency, the Governor of Cross River State, His Excellency Prince Basio too. You're welcome, Your Excellency. And, of course, as I was saying, this is great nostalgia for me because of the history that we have in this room. And the young man, I keep calling me a young man because distinguished Senator Jarigbe to me is a very young man. But like I said, he's a leader in whom I am well pleased. He's providing very, very, very credible leadership to his people. And like I said, he has tremendous potential to provide leadership, not just to Cross River, but even to the nation. As a young man who's just turning 55, distinguished senator, I want to, on behalf of my family, wish you and your family the best. In fact, just Jarigbe, after he got married, had twins. And he named his twins, one after me and one after his dad. So that's how close we are and how close we were. So for me to see him celebrating 55, I am just excited, overwhelmed. And my wife and I wish you and Ofyong many more years of just being who you are. Just remain who you are. Wherever you go, remain who you are. Jarigbe, dogged, committed, passionate about his people, and God will, of course, lead you to greater heights. Happy celebrations.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, former Governor of Cross River State, Senator Lieli Moke. The current governor, sir, you're welcome, Your Excellency. You have missed a couple things on the program, but let me just, the high point today is the opening prayer by Reverend Father Francis. You missed that. He prayed, he did the Christian and Muslim prayer, and it kind of wowed the audience here. You know, it was fantastic to see. That is the one thing that you missed, okay? Lots of people were surprised. I wasn't, because I come from a place, I know that Reverend Fathers are very learned people, so they are capable, when it comes to knowledge, they are capable of anything. How do I know that? I come from a place with the highest density of priests and nuns in Nigeria. Go Google it. Mbise is the name of that place. History has it that almost every family produces a priest and nun. So when I was little, my mother took me to the seminary to become a priest. But those people are very smart. I think they saw women in my future. So they did not take me. They just saw from time that this one go like woman. You know, priests don't marry. So they rejected me. And I thank God they did. Because I don't know what kind of priest I would have turned out. I like women. I can say that because my wife is not here. Because if my wife was here, it will have consequence. You begin to explain the meaning of you like women, as if liking women is a crime. You know, but I can afford to say that here now. All right. It's time for goodwill messages, and it will be proper for us to pay attention, because this is the moment when people give the celebrant his flowers. And coming up to speak next is a man who has a wealth of experience in legislation. He's a lawyer, former Speaker of the House of Representatives, now the Chief of Staff to His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, please, a big round of applause as I take the microphone to Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, CFR.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As I sat here, I looked around, and I was like, gosh, the former governors, sitting governors, the senators, members of the House, half of the National Assembly, ministers, the chairman of our party, who is our leader. So I turn left, turn right, look to my front, look to my back, and I see the caliber of men and women sitting here today. And I said to myself, it's like, gosh, Jarigbe, who exactly are you? Because I'm not sure how many people, and it's a privilege, would command, particularly on a Tuesday night, would command this kind of gathering, a gathering of people who have so much on their desk and so much on their plate. That, for me, is a testament. A testament to the person of Senator Jarigbe, to his character, and to who and what he is. Somebody was talking about him earlier and described him as dogged. And I thought to myself, dogged is an understatement. Because you're talking about a man who, and very few men can do this or accomplish this, who defeated a sitting governor in a race. And he did not rig the elections, because you cannot rig against a governor. So that's how dogged and how determined a young man he is. When you see Senator Jarigbe, and I've known him, he was my colleague in the House before he moved on to the Senate. And when you see him and you try to observe him, you may get fooled and get carried away. He has a very quiet mien, very gentle, doesn't say much. But beneath all of that, he has a steely character, he has a depth of intellect, and he knows how to do and undo. My first experience as to that side of him was my first run for speakership of the House of Representatives. I did not court him much. I thought no, he wouldn't be able to sway votes, but I learned a very bitter lesson. Because not only was he, like I said, he doesn't speak much, but he commands much. So not only was he in the background, he was in the background orchestrating, calculating, sending out his troops. It was a bitter lesson, but it was a lesson I learned from, because for many of you who may know, or who should know, I ran for the office of Speaker twice. So the second run, I think it was my second run that I visited Jarigbe at home for the first time in my life. And I quoted him because I knew at that time his capacity. So for me, you underestimate Senator Jarigbe at your peril. I did. I learned from it. The sitting governor did. He learned from it. So I'm here not to really, apart from celebrating Senator Jarigbe, to warn those who are out there who might be thinking of crossing hairs with him, that you need to do your homework. Because behind this man is a heart of steel and a heart of character. But I look beyond him and I realize that for you to have a gentle, quiet person, achieve so much and do so much and accomplish so much. And I looked at his wife, and she's also very quiet and looks very easy, but I think I may be right. See, you think he's not paying attention to me, but he's listening attentively. But I believe the wife we will have to thank her for the man she has molded. I say molded because we've been regaled or told tonight that they met, close to 30 years ago or something like that. So in other words, he was very young. And the former governor, Lea Lemoke, also said he met Jarigbe and he was still a bachelor at the time. So for him to be who he is now, I believe we owe Mrs. Jarigbe a debt of gratitude. And I know that there's a lot more that he has to offer this country. I know that there's a lot more that he has to offer this world. I know there's a lot more that he has to offer humanity. By God's grace, we will all be together to celebrate your 60th, your 70th, your 80th, and your 90th. My prayer for you both is that may the best days of your past be the worst days of your future. Congratulations.
Thank you very much to the Chief of Staff, to our President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Femi Gbajabiamila. Thank you very much for those wonderful words. I think that some of us may have even forgotten. When we're hearing about the senator, we do hear that the consensus is he is gentle and unassuming, but just listening to the Chief of Staff's words there, we do also understand that he is a firebrand and someone who does command results and respect when it comes to the election booth. So it is a pleasure and an honor to be here celebrating him. We are continuing on with our goodwill messages. Next to the floor, it is my honor to welcome to the stage a statesman whose leadership, poise, and commitment to national development continue to shape our democracy. He is a respected lawmaker, a bridge builder, and he is, of course, the distinguished Deputy President of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Please join me in giving a warm welcome and a warm round of applause to His Excellency, Senator Barau Jibrin.
I hope I don't breach protocol, but let me try. Your Excellency, the Governor of Cross River State, the Chief of Staff to the President and former Speaker of the Federal House of Representatives, the Chairman of our party, Chairman of the APC, the Secretary of our party, and my former colleague in the Senate, former governors, my distinguished colleagues that are here, too numerous to mention, honorable ministers that are here, wife of senators, I have to recognize wives of the senators, members of House of Representatives that are here, all other distinguished guests, I beg to stand on the existing protocol. My speech will be shorter than the ones that I've earlier delivered, because so much has been said about the childhood of our dear brother and colleague. When he was in business, when He started politics, and so on and so forth. Mine will touch on when he came to the Senate, the Ninth Senate. He met us midway, and he was a member of my committee, the committee I was heading, Committee on Appropriations. That made him to come closer to me. And the first day, he started work, both in the chambers and in the Committee of Appropriations. He began to show that he was and still a man of legislative excellence and someone who has knack for details, but particularly in the Operation Committee. He will always ask questions, look into the figures, and trying to make sure or ask questions as to where or what is there for his state or his senatorial zone. He began to show that he was a person and still a person that is so dedicated to his duties as a legislator and someone who has the passion to work for his people. Through his several questions as to what was going on, he earned respect for himself. And he began to exhibit as legislative excellence. So he is a person that is dedicated to his duties. Someone who has passion to serve his people. Someone who has passion to serve the entire country. And he has never wavered. He has never faltered on this trajectory to national service. Whenever he speaks on the floor of the Senate, he speaks with confidence and speaks, bring out facts that are really relevant to whatever has been discussed. He has been doing that and he's still doing that. And whenever he's not in the Senate, you could notice, because from the angle from where his seat is, you understand that there's a vacuum somewhere because of his contributions on issues that are being debated on a daily basis. It's on this note that people like this, what you need to do for them, what you need to do for him is to pray that may he continue to have good health, of course, himself and his amiable wife and members of the family, both immediate and extended family. Continue to have good health, long life and prosperity, so that he will continue to deliver the necessary service to his senatorial zone, to the people of Cross River State, and indeed to the entire country. Happy birthday, my dear brother.
Thank you very much, distinguished Senator Barao Jibrin, for your kind words today, and indeed to everyone who has spoken about our celebrant. One of the reasons why I love to anchor events like this is when people start to speak about the celebrant, you start to ask yourself, beyond the goodwill messages, what kind of person am I? What kind of person will people say I am when I gather my friends, my colleagues, my associates on my day of joy? Will they be willing to leave everything else just to honor me? And I think when you look around this room, just like His Excellency Femi Gbajabiamila said, you can attest to the fact that this is indeed a good man. Not just because it's nice to say he's a good man, but indeed he's a good man by all standards, an exceptional leader, a man who has a passion for the people that he serves. So indeed, we must ask ourselves, what kind of person am I? What kind of leader am I? Today, we celebrate a transformational leader. We celebrate a committed, dogged, exceptional, outstanding nation builder, a man who is people-centric, and that is the heart of leadership. So thank you for all that you do. Thank you for inspiring us, even on such a day as this. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, All right, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, at this point, I have the distinct honor of taking the final goodwill message today, which also serves as the highlight moment as we take goodwill messages today. I will hand over the microphone to a man who has received an award for excellence in public governance, a man who is also celebrated as the best transformative governor, a man who has transformed the people's paradise even into a better paradise. Please let's celebrate the governor of Cross River State, the people's paradise, His Excellency Prince Basi Otto-CON, as he says a few words about our celebrant today. Your Excellency, we are so honored to have you on such a day like this. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. Your Excellency, the Deputy Senate President, the Chief of Staff to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Chairman of the greatest party in Africa, and of course the National Secretary and all the other principal officers who are here. Our very distinguished excellencies who are here with their very beautiful spouses. Permit me to recognize my sweetest mommy. I happen to see her right here in the crowd. Distinguished Senator Dame Florence Itagiwa. I will not also fail to recognize one gentleman that might not be noticed, but it's a powerhouse. It's been an engine. Don Clems Ename, if you see her. Let me salute my constituency, the distinguished senators, the National Assembly members. I will not forget the honorable members and even the councillors who are here with us today. Let me also recognize very quickly very distinguished, able gentlemen, ministers, top government functionaries, and of course all others. Let me key into the already established protocol. Oh, I've seen my very bosom friend here, distinguished Senator Gershom Basi. Today, I want to salute the celebrant, distinguished Senator Jarigbe Agom Jarigbe, and of course his beautiful wife. In fact, I've seen the whole family here. In this world, you must have something which you believe in. My own belief, basically, is that I believe in the people. I also believe that nobody came to this world for nothing. That whoever it is was created by God for a purpose. But each and every one cannot be blessed at the same time. But the bridge between people and achieving that purpose is how to manage and navigate to get to that date of promotion. So I celebrate people who are people-oriented and are loved by the people. Distinguished Senator Jarigbe Agom seems to be one, who is so entwined with his people, which is a direct opposite of some people who carry or embellish a lot of hubris, which of course are a problem to the society. 55 years, he's still a very young gentleman. I know that in my school days, when they say somebody is 50, I say, oh, that person is gone. But look at me here today. 55 is far behind me and I'm still kicking. And also very, very strong. Senator Jarigbe, I bring to you very warm felicitations from all of Cross River State, both home and abroad, to say that they are happy with you. They wish you the best, long life and prosperity. At some time, politically, Cross River State was divided. And the major opposition was distinguished Senator Jarigbe because of his people-oriented policies. But today, Cross River State is one. Because he had come over. Cross River State on a day, they've come from all nooks and crannies. When I came in here, I just looked. I didn't expect people from home, from the village, to come all the way, particularly on a Tuesday like this. But I was surprised to come and see almost from councillor to the House of Assembly member, the chairman here, you cannot count, chairman of local government and their deputies, and then honorable members who, of course, share a constituency with him. And you've seen all our governors here. That indicates something. So I want to thank each and everyone for finding time to come here. Cross River State is going forward and will never go backward. Our achievements within this time is quite enormous. God has done very well with our state. We are breaking grounds and breaking new areas. That is why we need everybody to come together to do the needful so that the difference will be clear. We have taken it from where our forebears left it. We've added value in all the ramifications. And I can assure you, when you cascade or when you look down, you see that we have people who are ready to take the mantle and continue to lead the state forward. Senator Jarigbe, we wish you the very best in life. 55 is a tiny age. But at 55, you have more than enough experience. In terms of maturity, you can take a decision in any sphere of life that one wants to look at. At this age, you are complete. We want to wish you the best. What the future holds, we don't know. Power belongs to God. But I know that there are greater things ahead. Thank you very much. I needed to come and pay you this honor. It was a very busy day. But I said anytime I finish, I must reach here. I'm happy I did not miss much, except the gentleman who prayed in both Muslim and Christian prayer. I very much look forward because I don't want to miss it. So that when I go back home, I'll be able to relay this particular story. So we want to see him when we end. Let him give that prayer once more. The compare, thank you very much. I believe you're running the occasion.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, and God bless everybody. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you very much. Can I hear that round of applause for the governor of Cross River State? Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I say this everywhere I go. I was privileged to stumble on a research that was done by the University of Philadelphia in the United States, November 2014, that says people who clap vigorously when it's important to clap live longer, healthier, youthful, wrinkles-free, ageless, visit doctors less, and in turn, clapping helps to rejuvenate your internal organs and keeping them healthy. Please imbibe the culture of clapping. It is healthy to clap. I thank you very much, Your Excellency Senator Prince Bassi Otu. It is now the turn of a man that is equally a scholar, who has continued to embody the value of excellence, integrity, and innovation, bringing the All Progressives Congress to a refreshing blend of intellectual rigor and political maturity. Under his guidance, the party is experiencing renewed stability, clear direction, and of course, a stronger commitment to internal democracy and purpose. Today, we're celebrating with us the man who holds the torch for the All Progressives Congress, a very erudite professor at that. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please join me as I welcome the National Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Professor Yelwada Nantawe, as he gives his own goodwill remarks. Can I hear that applause one more time for the Prof?
His Excellency, the Deputy Senate President, His Excellency Jibrin Barrow, His Excellency Executive Governor of Cross River State, my big brother, Senator Otu, His Excellency the Chief of Staff to the President, other distinguished senators here present, the House of Reps here present, former governors of Cross Rivers here present, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I have the privilege of meeting Senator Jarigbe. When I was in INEC in 2020, I conducted a selection that brought him for the first time to the Senate. An opportunity of meandering through your communities. And I have the opportunity also conducting the research of who would likely win that election. And I was wondering why a young person like you then, who was in the House of Rep, younger, finer, looking agile, who appeared before me. And I was wondering if this young man in his 40s should be in Senate. And when I asked and questioned most people, they told me how impactful, how people-driven, how in the weaving with the community you were as of that time. And I've seen it not just by your people only, but across the country, I've seen how you meander with the people. And the entire Nigeria is here to celebrate you. But most importantly for me, I return back to be the national chairman of the party, and I'm the person again that welcome you from PDP to APC. That transition is very important for me. You're coming into the progressive. You're a progressive mind, a progressive person, progressive personality, and the program that you've demonstrated back home among your people across the country shows the personality that you are, a very progressive mind that wouldn't have been in any other political party but the APC. You're welcome home. This is your home. This is the right place for you to exhibit the quality, your potential, and exercise them much more than what you've done in PDP. We look forward to working with you, and as we celebrate you, on behalf of the National Working Committee, all the members of the millions of members of APC across the country and across the globe, we celebrate you at 55. Our prayer is that may God make you to live longer, give you more wisdom, give you more strength, expand your horizon. And I hope, and I look forward to you also winning more elections, but not giving a not automatic ticket, but it's my prayer that you win more elections, but not automatic ticket. Your Excellency, I'm not promising him a ticket, but we're saying that our prayer is that you keep on waiting. If you work hard, you win. The people will give you and return you back frequently. Lastly, Madam, we thank you for what you've done with your husband. I know that if you give a woman anything, anything you give a woman, she makes it better. You give her a cup of gari, she turn it into fufu. You give her leaf, she convert it into a soup. You give her water, she get it cold and chill it for you. Anything you give a woman, she multiplies and makes it better. And we've given you Jarigbe. You've turned him to a finer man, a finer House of Representatives, a finer senator, a finer husband, a finer product to society. And I hope going forward, you make him finer because he'll be like an old wine. sweeter, finer, and better. Your honorable distinguished senator, I hope also that you will work with the party to ensure that we win and win and win again. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you so much to our honorable chairman of the APC. Thank you to everyone who has spoken. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your kind words today. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I recognize that everyone is waiting for the party to start. But you can take my word to the bank that once the party starts proper, you will have a really good time, because we have a lineup of incredible, talented performers and entertainers who will thrill us this evening as we celebrate 55 years. But just before we start the dance, the entertainment, the fun bit of this that we all are waiting and yearning for, we must cut this cake, but we will propose a toast before we cut the cake. I'd like to ask you all to please charge your glasses with anything at all, wine, liquid, any liquid that you have. Please charge your glasses as we prepare to propose a toast to our celebrant and celebrate 55 years of God's goodness, 55 years of God's faithfulness, 55 years of grace. So indeed, we ask you to charge your glasses as I invite to the stage former Chief Corporate Communications Officer of NNPC Limited, distinguished journalist and media executive, a respected PR and strategic communications expert, Mr. Olufemi Shoneye. He will be proposing the toast today and will thereafter cut the cake, which will be coordinated and conducted by His Excellency, the Governor of Cross River State, Prince Basi Otu. But first, let's propose a toast, and then we will cut the cake. The cutting of the cake will be conducted by the governor. I just want him to be aware, because right after we propose the toast, we will proceed to cutting this beautiful cake right in the center of the stage. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please charge your glasses, and let's pay attention to Mr. Olufemi Shoneye. Charge your glasses, ladies and gentlemen, charge your glasses. Thank you very much.
Okay. Your Excellency.
Hold on, please. Before we do this, we'd like to clear this aisle. Can all of us please return to our seats? Please return to your seats. Please return to your seats. Senator Kobundo, and all of you, please return to your seats and charge your glasses in readiness for the toast. Thank you. Everyone is upstanding. Celebrant, please remain seated. Only the celebrant will be seated. Everyone else will be upstanding, but the celebrant will remain seated. Please, go ahead with the toast.
Your Excellency, Deputy Senate President of our great nation, Your Excellency, the Governor of Cross River State, senators present, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, we gather not just to celebrate a birthday, but to honor a man whose life has been defined by service, courage, and an unshakable commitment to the progress of our dear nation. Senator Jarigbe Agom Jarigbe. Yeah. Beyond politics, beyond titles, beyond the weight of national duty, tonight is about the man, the father, the friend, the bridge builder, the colleague, and the steadfast ally. So, ladies and gentlemen, I invite you all to rise as we offer a toast to Senator Jarigbe, to 55 years of purpose, impact, resilience, and remarkable services. Cheers.
Cheers. Please click your glasses.
Congratulations, congratulations. Indeed, we celebrate 55 exceptional years. We're moving straight to cutting of the cake, and we'll take pictures after that before we introduce our next performer. DJ, please bring it down. I have the honor of inviting the Executive Governor of Cross River State to please conduct the cutting of the cake. So please, let's clear the aisle as I invite on stage His Excellency Prince Basi Otu, CON, to coordinate and conduct the cutting of this beautiful cake. Of course, he will be joined by the Chief of Staff to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Femi Gbajabiamila, and the Deputy Senate President. We would also ask you to please join as we coordinate the cutting of this lovely cake as we celebrate 55 years. Pressmen, we ask you to please allow them. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the party is just about to get started, so don't go anywhere. We have a lot of entertainment lined up for you.
So can we have the birthday boy by the
Distinguished Senator Florence Itagiwa, His Excellency Leah Limoke, Mr. Donald Duke would like to ask you to join this grand picture as well. Mr. Donald Duke, Distinguished Senator Florence
Hey,
Itagiwa.
photographers, please step back. Photographers, please step back. Step back. We have an official photographer.
Representative of Alhaji Aliko Dangote, please join the picture as well. That is Frank the tenor serenading our celebrants.
1 second, can all the rest of us please step back? The rest of you that were not invited, can we step back? Yes, ma'am, you're in. Please, the representative of Aliko Dangote, please. We'll be inviting people in batches to join them for photographs. Yes, Haja Miriam,
Even as we prepare for entertainment and dance, it's going to be an
Can you move
absolutely
back until we do this?
party.
We won't be able to take these pictures. Move back, please. Can we step back, please? The rest of you, can we step back? Please, no phones, no phones. Why are you doing this? Please step back. You're not invited, step back, please. Please. Your Excellency Prince, Senator Prince Basi Otu, after the photo opportunity with the celebrant, we're inviting you to conduct the cutting of a cake. As soon as this picture is over, you'll be stepping aside, and the rest of us will step aside momentarily and allow for the governor to conduct the cutting of a cake, and after which we'll be inviting you back for pictures. So at the moment, along with the Chief of Staff to the President. So please, let's stay focused. Let's have this picture. Photographers, if you step back, you'll be able to establish some shots better. Thank you. This is just the pictures. The cake is yet to be cut because the man conducting the cake, His Excellency, is still standing with the celebrant. So we can have you stand aside now and do us the honor of conducting the cutting of the cake. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Your Excellency, the Governor of Cross River, sir.
Thank you very much. All protocols being observed. Unfortunately, Jari and the beautiful queen, I'm a very difficult Fedeku. It's not going to be very easy to cut this cake today. Mrs. Jarigbe, you're not smiling to match this day. Your smiles must be bold and very outstanding. 55 is not an easy one. And to be able to manage a young, handsome man like this is not easy. I think at the spelling of Jesus, you cut this cake. But looking at this cake, I believe this cake has got a history. For want of time, I will not want to call whoever created this to come and give us some history. So we'll go straight to cutting the cake. Okay, your beautiful wife has done her job. Please, the rest will just extend your hands of support or point it towards the cake. Can you give me a J? an E, an S. If the spelling is not correct and you cut, you are going to pay heavily. A U. Is it a B? It looks like some people are confused. Okay, an S? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hip, hip, hip!
Hooray!
Hip, hip, hip!
Hooray!
Hip, hip, hip!
Hooray!
For those young men who are not yet up to 55, you'll make it.
Amen.
Okay. Hold on, sir. Mr. Governor, don't go away yet. DJ Gabby, hold on to it. Hold on to the music.
Welcome back from the live telecast. We'll now continue with our regular programs. Stay tuned.
When we think of Christmas, we remember the laughter, the warmth, the memories made. Now, imagine experiencing all of that in a home that is truly yours. Your first Christmas tree, your first family dinner, your own space filled with love and light. Write your own story this season with Adron Homes Lemon Friday Plus promo. Enjoy up to 30% discounts off land sales. Enjoy easy payment plans and unwrap beautiful Christmas gifts, because this Christmas, this story isn't ours. It's yours. And some gifts never grow old, just like the joy of a home.
At TVC News, wherever the big news story is happening, we're geared up to break it. TVC News, first with breaking news.
It's 10 p.m. in Lagos, Nigeria, 9 p.m. in London, 4 p.m. in New York, and 5 a.m. in Beijing. This is TVC News. Our top stories tonight. Economic Community of West African States warns region stability threatened by rising coups, electoral tensions, and insecurity.
Everyone here who have followed me, who have suffered with me, we are moving to APC.
Governor of Rivers State announces defection from PDP to All Progressives Congress as Governor Ademola Adeleke of Osun State moves to Accord Party. Outside Nigeria, President Donald Trump describes European leaders as weak, suggests U.S. could scale back support for Ukraine. In sports tonight, match day 6 of Europe's Premier Club competition, the UEFA Champions League delivers goals and lots of talking points as teams jostle for points. Hello and thanks for joining us on TVC News at 10. I am Aboseti Adeniyi. We are monitoring developments across West Africa as the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, has declared that the region is effectively in a state of emergency as Council of Ministers opens the 55th session of the Mediation and Security Council in Abuja. The bloc warns that the region's stability is being threatened by rising coups, electoral tensions and insecurity. Moyo Thomas reports.
One of the missions of ECOWAS is to contain political instability and strengthen democracy. Achieving this goal has been a struggle as the president of ECOWAS Commission says the situation has worsened. The recent coup in Guinea-Bissau and the attempted coup in Benin underscored how fragile democratic systems have become, even as elections approach in Guinea, Benin, the Gambia, and Cape Verde. On the issue of rising insecurity, the Council of Ministers says negotiations with Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger remain ongoing, while terrorism, armed groups, and mounting geopolitical pressure continue to strain regional cohesion, increasing the number of displaced persons from 7.4 million as at March 2025 to 7.6 million in December 2025.
We stand and applaud the rapid intervention of ECOWAS under Nigeria's leadership in Benin. I think this is the ECOWAS our community is looking for. An ECOWAS that is rapid, that is flexible, and that is responsive to the needs of our people. The leaders were in consultation throughout this period. And again, it shows once we are together, what can be done. And I think we must continue to defend democracy.
We meet at a time when our region is under severe strain. The recent coup in Guinea-Bissau and the attempted coup in Benin Republic are a sobering reminder of the fragility of our democratic gains. Immediately after the unconstitutional change of government in Guinea-Bissau, the chair of the authority acted without delay by convening an extraordinary summit of the heads of state and government on the 27th of November 2025.
ECOWAS assures that despite all this, it will not rest as it works to restore stability, uphold constitutional order, and strengthen unity across the region. Moyo Thomas, TVC News, Abuja.
At the National Assembly, the Senate has approved President Bola Tinubu's request to deploy Nigerian troops to the Republic of Benin, following last week's attempted coup in the neighboring country. Soiree has more.
In a letter read on the floor of the upper chamber, the president revealed that Nigeria had earlier provided air support to help Benin security forces restore calm during the brief uprising. Officials say the proposed deployment aligns with Nigeria's regional security obligations, particularly as President Tinubu has repeatedly stressed the importance of safeguarding democratic order within the bloc.
The consent of the Senate for the deployment of Nigerian troops to the Republic of Benin. This request is made further to a request received from the government of Benin Republic for the exceptional and immediate provision of air support.
Our president did well, and what we did is to commend Mr. President and for his support for democracy, and to commend the entire country for supporting the president to protect democracy's role of Benin.
I equally commend Mr. President for acting swiftly to forestall the collapse of democracy in sister nation.
In another development, the Senate has summoned the Minister of Aviation and all major stakeholders in the aviation industry to appear before its committee with immediate effect, following what lawmakers describe as an astronomical and unacceptable increase in airfares across the country. Lawmakers also raised fresh concerns about the stalled Nigerian Air project, questioning why the country still has no functional national carrier.
It is important we wave in to help Nigeria because of this festive period that is coming, that people want to move from one place to the other, particularly since our road is becoming a bit difficult to travel on.
The senator summoned the Minister of Education and the Registrar of the West African Examination Council to review their policy and implementation date on guidelines for the change in the curriculum of secondary schools in Nigeria in order to allow secondary school pupils adequate preparation before examination.
Students without prior education on this subject should be examined thereon. In May, June 2026, we have negative implications on the student exams and quality of examination results and standard.
As the Senate gives the green light to the deployment, attention now shifts to how quickly the mission will be activated. Tijesu Adioye, TVC News, Abuja.
Talking politics, Governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara, has the